Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm China Green. We begin our newscast with an update on police shooting near the Vancouver waterfront. The Clark County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation and released these photos of the gun the suspect had in his hands. They now confirm it was a cap gun and not an actual gun. The cap gun is sold with an orange tip, but it appears it was broken off. The shooting happened on June 8th when police responded to an aggressive dog that had bitten someone. Body camera video shows 43-year-old Vadim Shashchenko point the cap gun at the officers. Moments later, one of the officers shot and killed him. The incident is still under investigation and the officers remain on leave. The fierce competition for a spot on Team USA continues today with close to 1,000 hopefuls gathering in Eugene for the start of the U.S. track and field Olympic trials. The trials are taking place at Hayward Stadium on the University of Oregon campus until June 30th. It will feature more than a dozen local athletes. For starters, Ryan Krauser, the man from Boring, Oregon, is the overwhelming favorite to win an unprecedented third straight gold medal in shot put. Krauser opens today's competition. Another athlete to watch, sprinter Kyrie King. The former Oregon Duck helped the U.S. win gold in the 4x100 at the World Relay Championship last month. He's hoping to earn a top 3 finish in the 100. He'll be tracking all the local talent. And we will be tracking all the local talent, of course. Our Edwards and Orlando Sanchez will be in Eugene today to cover all the action. It's going to be very exciting. And if you would like to watch, KGW will be airing the Olympic track and field trial events live starting at 6 p.m. tonight through Sunday, June 30th. So there will not be a 6 p.m. newscast tonight. A replay of the events will air again at 9 p.m. And today, an annual event is taking over the skies above Tigard. We're talking about the 40th annual Tigard Festival of Balloons at Cook Park. This is video of the balloons taking their first flight this morning. Following the balloon launches each morning, the festival offers free tethered rides with your entry ticket. Night glows will also be happening tonight and tomorrow night during sunset. And again, the event runs through this Sunday at Cook Park. Gates open at 5 in the morning, very early for you. And to get tickets, head to tigerballoon.org. Rod Hill, beautiful day, warm day to do it, but a beautiful day.
Yeah, and let me, before I forget to mention, we had pretty much perfect weather. The balloonist told us this morning to get off the ground. And China, I think there's a good chance that's the case again tomorrow, but Sunday's a little iffy. So for your planning purposes, if you want to go down and see the balloons launch, tomorrow is a safer bet to go to Cook Park than, say, Sunday will be. All right. Let's get to that beautiful warming up weather. Yesterday, we didn't get a lot of sun at the coast. We're ahead of that curve so far today. You can see some low clouds, but a little bit of blue too over the beach at Lincoln Stage, Nook Winds Casino Resort camera. It's 67 degrees. Cannon Beach had a lot of clouds much of yesterday, but that has really cleared out. You can see the low cloud deck is pushed out to sea right there on the horizon. So folks at the coast enjoying more sun than they had on Thursday. Inland, we are all clear. Here's the Mount Hood, Oregon Resort up in Welches. I'm going to play that golf course tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Beautiful day. And then over downtown Portland, our temperature at noon is 80. Now, yesterday, it was 78. And yesterday, we hit 91 in Salem and 91 in Portland. So today, we're on track to have a back-to-back 90-something degree afternoon. I've got us at 92 and still 86 at 5 p.m. The big change for the weekend takes place not tomorrow, but on Sunday. And we'll talk about that weather-wise coming up.
All right, Rod, thank you. In your other local headlines, a Multnomah County grand jury indicted an 18-year-old for a triple murder in North Portland, Portsmouth neighborhood. The shooting happened in broad daylight on March 25th last year. Police say 18-year-old Omar Mohammed Osman is just one of 3 suspects who shot and killed 3 young men that day, including 2 high schoolers. Osman is now facing murder and several other charges. Detectives are still looking for 2 additional suspects. Call Portland Police if you have any information on that. A kayaker has been found dead along the Willamette River in Polk County. Polk Fire says that they were called out to a water rescue around 5 last night and found a person dead near the Buena Vista Ferry, which is just outside of Jefferson. No word on how they died. And Portland City Council will decide next week if it wants to continue funding the Joint Office of Homeless Services. That's the city and county run group that manages money meant to address the homeless crisis. The city's contract with the group expires in 10 days, and it calls for the city to send the county about $30 million a year for the next 3 years. But some city commissioners are skeptical of resigning because they aren't clear how the money will be spent. You can read more about the concerns raised and what the city wants in order to move forward in our story at KGW.com. Now to uncertainty for thousands of Providence nurses. Their 3-day strike was supposed to end yesterday, but picketing has now been extended through Saturday. It all comes down to the workers brought in to replace them, which have a contract through Saturday night. And as Catherine Cook reports, debate has now shifted to whether Providence is guilty of illegal labor practices or if the union is using unfair strategies.
Day 3. The last day of the Providence nurses' strike.
We want to work in a respectful environment to both our patients and ourselves.
On Tuesday, more than 3,000 nurses walked off the job at Providence St. Vincent, Willamette Falls, Newburgh, Hood River, Milwaukee, and Medford. They're asking for higher pay, improved staffing conditions, and better health care benefits.
We didn't want to strike to begin with. Our nurses have been at the bargaining table since October.
Now, as the largest nurses' strike in Oregon history draws to a close, nurses like Katie Mosslander are ready to return.
My scrubs are clean and fresh and ready to go, so I'm planning on coming in to do my job.
It's unclear, however, whether Katie and other staff nurses will have a shift to return to, at least for the next 2 days. In preparing for the strike, Providence hired temporary nursing staff for 5 days, their contract minimum, they say, and 2 days longer than the strike.
This is not new information.
Jennifer Gentry is Chief Nursing Officer for Providence Central Division. She says nurses will be notified if they're on shift Friday, and normal operations will resume Sunday at 6 a.m.
We're not going to disrupt that plan mid-course and put patients in jeopardy. So we're committed to the plan we've made for the 5-day replacement period so that it's least disruption for our community and patients as possible.
Striking nurses and the Oregon Nurses Association argue the hospital's short-term contract obligations are not their concern.
Since we have expressed to Providence that our nurses are only on a 3-day strike, if they at tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. when we go in, if they say no, you cannot come in, then that, under our understanding of the law, is a lockout. We, at that point in time, will file unfair labor practice charges.
But was that part of their strike strategy from the start? Last summer, a different Providence nurses strike lasted 5 days.
No, I mean, we're trying to get a contract here. We're not trying to mess with anybody.
Providence officials are concerned that some staff nurses may disrupt patient entries if they return to hospitals before Sunday.
I think it's important that I call out that nurses are responsible for creating a healing environment, and strikes don't absolve them of that responsibility.
I guess they forgot that we're all professionals and that I've worked here for 16 years without causing a scene. So I don't plan on causing a scene tomorrow. I plan on coming to work.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.